We are live. So,
Hyder, I think we are live now. We can start.
No, wait. Am I audible or music is also audible?
uh,
Oh,
Hello.
Heather, we are live.
Hyder, let's start.
Okay. So we'll just wait for a couple of minutes to get the, and then we'll start.
All right.
Okay. So good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the ODCL Deep Dive initiative by MA ODCL at TISS Mumbai. I am Khatib Hyder, currently student of MA ODCL. I am an engineering graduate in electronics and telecommunication from Mumbai University, post which I have worked with Tata Consultancy Services for 4 years. Along with me today is Prachi Diwan, Megha Shukla, and Athul Krishna. This session is designed to give you an authentic, inside-out understanding of what ODCL truly is, from its pedagogy and campus life to career pathways and admission. We will walk you through the deck briefly and then open the floor for an honest and no filter question and answer. To begin with, I will invite my fellow panelists to give a brief intro about themselves. Prachi, you can over to you.
thank you, Heather. Thank you for that lovely introduction of yours. Hello, everyone. I see you're so enthusiastic on the chat here with us. So we are very happy to have you here, join us and understand more on ODCL. And that description will follow with my panelists along this chat. Talking about myself, I'm undergraduate in BCom honors in finance and investment from Christ University, Bangalore. Post which I worked at Ernst and Young in the taxation department, and then I worked in a founder's office role in a edtech startup where I wore multiple hats and worked in strategy, marketing, sales, customer management, analytics. And here I'm pursuing my master's at ODCL. I'm a second year student. That's a little about me. Over to Atul.
Thank you, Prachi. Hi, everyone. I am Athul Krishna P. I'm a BBA graduate from University of Kerala, and I'm an aspiring management leader, passionate about people, performance, and purpose at work. So, professionally, I began with an HR internship focused on employee welfare and job satisfaction initiatives. And then I moved on to manage operations, store operations, as an assistant store manager at one of Jockey's exclusive brand outlet for an year. Later, I had the opportunity to work with an MSME company as a project associate for another year. Outside of academics and work, I engage in games, athletics, and I maintain a consistent gym routine as a way to stay active. And now I'm here at TISS ODCL, and it is one of the best decisions I've made in my life. And that's a brief intro about myself. Over to you, Mega.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, all of you, Heather, Atul, and Prachi. So, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. So, I will be introducing myself briefly. My name is Megha Shukla. I'm a first year student of ODCL at TISS Mumbai. I have done my undergraduation in chemical engineering from AKTU University, Lucknow. Post that, I joined Tata Consultancy Services. At TCS, I worked 2.5 years in a domain of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science. During my work, I gained interest in management, and it was natural. So I appeared for CAT 2024 and joined that TISS ODCL course. So that's all about me. Now I would like Atul and Heather to carry forward from here.
Prachi, you can start the presentation, right?
Sure. Can you please share the screen? So for all those who have joined us on the chat right now, on the call right now, The idea is to we have come up with a presentation where we'll walk you through the presentation of what we have to talk about around ODCL, what are the opportunities, what are the life at ODCL looks like, and then we'll open the floor for questions. Atul, are we presenting?
Yes, Prachi, I'm presenting. Prachi, am I audible? Can you see the deck
uh,
now?
the deck is not visible, but you are audible. While we are trying to present the deck, we are happy to have your questions if you have any on the chat right now. uh, till the time we can pull up the deck, let's just start with giving you a brief idea on what this is about and what this ODCL is about, so that we can save that time if everybody is okay with it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. If we can start with that, let
Sure,
the people waiting should know something about the TISS ODCL.
sure. So I'll just So TISS, so TISS stands for Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and it has approximately 19 schools that come under the TISS entire horizon, with campuses in different cities, ranging from Mumbai to Guwahati to Tuljipur in Hyderabad. So I think, so under the 19 schools, there are 68 programs that it runs across different fields, ranging from public health, social studies, social work, disaster management, and one of the schools under the 19 schools is a school of management and labor studies, and the ODCL program falls under the school of management and labor studies. So so we start with the 19 schools under which there's a school of management, and then comes the under school of management comes the this ODCL. What is this ODCL? It's a program that talks about organization development, change, and leadership, which started roughly around 6 7 years back. And the entire idea of the program was to cater to the needs of this current Bani world, which is a world which is so uncertain, which is very rapidly changing, where people are anxious. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in team management, team structure, team design, culture. So that was the intent of creating this program, which solves for core areas in terms of what is currently demanded in the organization setting, as well as the basic things that one needs to have, which is like the leadership strength that can cut across all functions, and where people can have those skills to operate in the right manner in this current world. So that was the intent to design the program and launch it. The program has intake of somewhere around 35 students. I think that adds a lot of value. The number of students that are there in the program adds a lot of value to the quality of education, because the peer learning is very intense. It's very well coordinated. The reach that the students have towards the professors, to the faculty, to the study material is very, the gap is very low, the gap is very close, and hence the learning is very enriched. So that is another key feature about the program. The fee structure is pretty decent when we compare it to any other MBA programs in the country, and the returns are very high. And we'll talk more on the returns bit, because we know all of you are very interested in that. So Atul will take you up in terms of returns. So I'm just giving a brief outline of the things that are there in the program, which is why the program is in the picture currently, the number of students in the program, the fee structure, the life of the program. So that was a little more on the this ODCL as a program. The program the program in the Management School of Management as well as in TISS holistically focuses a lot on human-centered approach towards any kind of situation that we deal with, because humans are the core of any problem or any issue or any solution that we have in the picture. So we focus a lot on human-centered approach along with research and fieldwork. I think these three are the core of any TISS program that we have, including the TISS ODCL program. Uh, yeah. So
Okay,
moving on.
Prachi. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, you have described very beautifully what ODCL program is about. So, now I would like to know more about what OD is, like as a field of OD, what OD is and what ODCL particularly caters to. If you can shed some light on that part.
Sure. So OD stands for organization development, and with the name itself, okay, when we hear about organization development, which means developing the organization in the most effective and efficient manner. Now there is a lot of understanding around what is strategy, what is planning, all of that. So all of these words are already there, but how is OD different, or what exactly OD means is what we want to also help you understand through this video, which is that it's a long term process. So something what an OD consultant does is not something that is very immediate. They work towards long term change, something which is very systemic in nature. So it's a slow by slow process, which is long term, which is sustainable, and which is not a cosmetic change. So the change that OD brings in is not something that is just visible. It's something that is deeply changed in the organization. The change comes from changing the structure of the organization, or the way people function in the organization, the culture of the organization. Let me help you explain with an example. So, for example, in 2014, roughly around that time, Microsoft had Satya Nadella on the board as the CEO of the company. And the company that time was in its good development growth stage, but people had a mindset of, so people were in very competitive team spirits. People didn't collaborate properly in teams. They were in the attitude of we know it all, we can do it on our own. But when Satya Nadella came on board, he had that vision that people should come together, collaborate to create even better innovative products. I mean, they had competitors like Google in the picture, not just competitors, but also to enhance their own effectiveness. So Satya Nadella came on board. He said that let's move from a know-it-all behavior to a learn-it-all behavior, and that idea that people should feel that they want to learn it all and not just be of themselves is what there was a culture shift, and that culture shift was brought through OD. So OD is something that cuts across all verticals, which is very people driven and a long term process.
Okay, so I would like Megha that Prachi has given a quite clear understanding of what OD is. So, is this course, the ODCL, just all about OD, or there are other subjects, other things that we focus on?
Yes, thank you, Heather, and thank you, Prachi, for explaining such beautifully the concept of OD and about the TISS ODCL program itself. So I will be taking you all over to the course pedagogy. At TISS, not just the course cohort is diverse, the learning itself is diverse, which makes TISS stand out from other B school. At ODCL, apart from the core subject of management like HR, organization development, statistics, finance, marketing, we have other different things which add value and depth to the course like fieldwork, the human interaction lab, leadership as a service, summer internship, research project, and guest lectures. I will be giving you a brief insights about it. Fieldwork. This is the most unique pillar of TISS. Every semester, we work with an organization. We work here on live assignments, which can be under any domain, be it HR, OD, or change management. This way, we get the opportunity to do practical implementation of the all the theoretical concepts that we have learned in our classes. By the end of the 2 years, you would complete four field works in different industries and across different domains. Now, I will be moving on to the LAS part, which is leadership as a service. Now, we learn leadership through contribution and responsibility. Only these projects we work directly with a social organization where we learn what it really means to lead with empathy and humility, because this is as a college must focus on social impact and social work. So this is what as a leadership we in under our leadership assessments we focus on. Now, in we also get to implement OD cycle, end-to-end OD cycle in an organization, which covers contracting, diagnosis, planning, intervention, implementation, and at the last, receive a feedback. So, when you join after joining the TISS ODCL course, you will get more deep insight about what is OD cycle is. So, stay tuned for that. And now, moving on to the research project, it is the most important part of our course. As at TISS, it is we are not doing your typical MBA, it's MA. So we have to do our MA dissertation. We go to our we get to choose our field of research, and we work on the original ideas. Moreover, we are working under the mentorship of a faculty guide. They can be anyone from the as TISS offers, there are multiple courses in the TISS, so you can, depending upon the area of interest that you and your topic of your research, you can choose your faculty, anyone as your faculty guide from other school also. And it's an end-to-end process. We have to do detailed study and present recommendation based on the evidence collected during the research work. Now, moving on to the summer internship part. Just like the other B school, we have summer internship. Generally, it is 8 to 10 week long. During this time, we get to work with an organization as full-time intern on a project provided by the organization. My friend Atul will be providing you more detailed insights about the process. Now, I will be moving on to the HIL, which is Human Interaction Lab. So, as we have recently completed our HIL process for my batch, so based on my personal experience, I can say it's a most powerful and transformative learning experience in ODCL program. It's not something that you learn in your class or a lecture. It's not something someone can understand just by reading about it. One has to experience it to understand the impact of the HIL. The lab acts as a protected space where a group of people come together and observe how they interact, communicate, respond, and react and relate to one another in real time. And that's how is something that an OD practitioner do. So, okay. Now moving on to the guest lectures and the master classes. We regularly have senior leaders like CHROs and OD practitioners who come to interact with us and share real organization story and transformational experiences. These sessions are invaluable as they act as a bridge between our classroom learning and real world organization dynamics. Since our batch is of 35 students, is a very small cohort, and so we get to interact with leaders at a personal level, and we can build our own rapport with them. So if I have to summarize it in a one line, the approach here at TISS is more on practice, self-reflective, industry exposure, and focus on social impact. So we develop as a grounded and a capable OD practitioner. Uh, Atul, can we move on to the next slide? Uh, yes, thank you. So now I will be taking you over to the life at TISS ODCL. Now coming to life at TISS, I truly feel excited when I talk about it. One of the first thing you notice when you arrive at TISS is the picture-like setting that surround the campus. It is a lush green landscape which is settled in the far away from the chaos of the city, yet at the heart of the Mumbai. It feels like a quiet world it feels like a quiet world in a fast paced city. But I think beyond physical beauty, what truly defines TISS is its culture and community. Our cohort is incredibly diverse people coming from different discipline, industry, and regions, and diversity deeply shape our learning. Conversations are vocal, thoughtful, and theories. There is this cultural collaboration. We work on projects, case competition. We support each other through the tough academic schedules, and grow together here. And late night discussions and brainstorming sessions during exams or case competitions, and we share challenges, moments of which are the moment of connections and growth for us. Beyond that, life at TISS is vibrant too, filled with lots of cultural events. Cultural events not only of your own school or your own program, but also the events at TISS. There are multiple, as Prachi mentioned, there are 19 courses and there are multiple 19 schools where they are also organizing their own events, and you can participate in them also, and you can join them. So our course organizes our fest, which is called Samagam, which is our annual alumni fest, through which you will get chance to network with seniors, super seniors, and get to know them at personal level, and you build your own rapport with them. And apart from that, we have student led committees, festivals, sports, and speaker sessions, and academic conferences. Campus has always been alive with creativity and purpose. The campus has a life of vibrant, and it's always there is always the people. You will see people coming inside and out of the campus from library. So it's been always lively experience in the campus. So somewhere along the journey, you realize that this is not just an institute, because it becomes a place where you transform yourself. Here we are offered liberal, diverse, and socially conscious atmosphere, blending academic rigor with vibrant student life. This is what makes this ODCL an absolute good experience. Now, I would like Atul to take you over to the other parts.
Thank you, Mega. Thank you so much. So here comes the most keen part. So if you can see the top left corner, the numbers will speak for themselves. This is the last summer placement season we had, and 100% of the batch was placed, where the average stipend for the top 25% stood at 3.6 lakhs, with a highest stipend of 4 lakhs and a median stipend of 2 lakhs. So this season also saw the addition of 13 new recruiters, further strengthening our recruiter base. Over 50% of our finalists and pre-finalists actively competed in premier case competition, with many of them securing pre-placement interviews through their strong performance. The batch brings an average prior work experience of 36 months, adding depth and industry readiness to the cohort. So if you see the industry-wise placement, you can see it reflects a very strong diversity, with roles spread across conglomerates 21%, consulting 16%, and a balanced presence across manufacturing, FMCG, IT, government, and other sectors too. Hyder, can you take me to the next slide? Okay, now coming to the final placement highlights. The highest CTC offered this year stood at 36.25 lakhs, with an average CTC of 23 lakhs. We also witnessed the participation of 13 brand new recruiters on the campus, reflecting growing industry trust and engagement. So, notably, 33% of the batch secured offers even before the final placements commence. The impact created through summer internships and field internship was so strong that several organizations conveyed a very clear message that we are not losing you. So beyond PPOs, the field internship also led to FPOs, with additional 10% of the batch converting through this route, opening up more employment pathway compared to many other B schools. This batch brings with an average of 42 months work experience and is being placed across wide and diverse set of sectors, including, like I mentioned before, consulting, conglomerate, IT, manufacturing. So this diversity uh, actually ensures that every student has the opportunity to work in an industry and domain that best aligns with their strength and aspiration. So, Haida, can you take me to the next slide? Yes. So, coming to the roles offered here, before that, I would like to tell you something. This program is more humanistic, value based, and grounded in behavioral science. It actually allows you to work not just on the people side, but on a larger organizational ecosystem like culture, strategy, change, and more. See, people grow not only through systems and metrics, but also through the relationships, the shared values, and meaningful experiences they have. So, this course will shape value driven mindset to connect with people and to develop people. So, because of that, the roles our graduate move into are not just about day to day transactions. You see people getting into change consulting, strategy consulting, OD, workforce and digital transformation, general management, and HR. Coming to HR is no longer seen as an administrative or support function. It is a strategic partner at the table, influencing decisions and driving impact. So, with all the roles offered and the job they have to do, this course is designed exactly for that shift. It prepares you to take on transformational roles so that whenever you work, you are not just managing the process, you're actually bringing that change to the system. Okay, Haida, maybe we can go to the next slide. Okay, now here's where it gets real. You can see Accenture Strategy, McKinsey, Tata Steel, these organizations that are literally reshaping industries. For these companies, transformation isn't a buzzword; it's their DNA. So why do they partner with this ODCL? Uh, it's because they know something very critical. They need change leaders. They need OD specialists who can work at the intersection of people, strategy, and business goals. So, like I mentioned, the sector represented here, uh, even if it's IT, consulting, manufacturing, pharma, or energy, not one of these industries is standing still. They are all in a transformation mode. And they are coming to us because our graduates understand how organization actually change, how people actually shift, and how systems actually evolve. This isn't a this isn't a nice to have network. This is actually the access to organization that are leading transformation in India and globally. When you graduate from here, you're not just getting a job. You are joining into the ecosystem of 50 plus allied organization where you work, where your work will matter, where your ideas will be challenged, and where you will actually move the needle of what organization become. And that is the power of these industry partnerships. Thank you, Haider. Over to you, team.
Yes, so next slide, please. So here comes the admission timeline. So the admission for the MA ODCL program has been already started. Like registration process has started on the 3rd of November 2025, and the last day to apply for the registration is on 17th December 2025, which is just 3 days from now. So I would request the candidate, those who are interested, to please fill up the form as soon as possible to avoid any last time hiccups. So you will get a current correction window from 17th of December to 20th of December. The shortlisting for the online assessment will come out anywhere around 13th of Feb 2026. So after that, you will get ample amount of time to prepare for your personal interviews, which will help from a duration of 9th of March to 27th of March 2026. And the final merit list will come out anywhere around 20th of April 2026. So there is also a QR scan available on your screen, which will land you to the TISS official site where you can go through the complete and detailed admission timeline and also register yourself for this program. Next slide, please. Now, here comes the eligibility. Who can apply for this course? So the eligibility has two criterias. One is the educational qualification, for which you requires at least a bachelor's degree and a 15 years of formal education from any UGC recognized university. You can also have a master's degree, but there comes a catch. You should also have at least 2 years of full-time work experience, and that 2 years should be completed as of for May 1st, 2026. Now, the cutoff for OA shortlisting, which is provided by the institute itself, is for the general category 70 percentile is required. For NCOBC 63 percentile and SC and ST it's 53 percentile. This makes sure that you have at least this much amount, this percentile, so that your application can be considered for OA rounds. Next slide, please. Now, the selection criteria there for the OA round, that is online assessment, has two components: the CAT score as well as the gender diversity. 95% of the weightage will be given to your CAT score, and gender diversity carries 5 marks in the admission process. And that may look small, but it plays a very important role. This 5% ensures that the classroom are more balanced, it's inclusive and reflective of the real society. So that when the student real voices from the different genders in the classroom, the learning can become richer. There can be more deeper discussions, as this is an experiential based learning course. So the discussion plays a very important role. And from the candidate perspective, this also opens an opportunity to learn from each other. The final merit list is also based on a composite score which has two components: the CAT score and the personal interviews. So in this, 70% is given to your CAT score, and the personal interviews carries 30% weightage. And that's huge. But it's not that so that you can get intimidated by that. It's an opportunity for the aspirants. The interview is where the panel looks beyond your CAT scores and your academics. They try to see you, your clarity of purpose, your values, your experiences, and the potential for the impact that you might get create. So think it also of a space where your journey, your struggle, and your aspiration finally speaks for themselves. Now everybody knows TISS is a people-centric institute, so they want you to know how you think, how you respond to situation, how self-aware you are, and how deeply you connect with societal norm. A personal advice it will be to prepare well so that you can reflect, you can understand your story, and be very authentic in your interviews. Your interview is not a test of for your perfection, but it's a test for your sincerity, purpose, and potential. So I would suggest that use those few minutes to show to the panel why you belong to the test and why you belong to this particular course. Next slide, please. So, to be connected with us, do follow ODCL on our social media platform. And we have also created a dedicated WhatsApp group for aspirant where we regularly share update, guidance, and support to help you through your preparation journey. The QR code for all these handles is on your screen right now. Feel free to scan it and join us. Next slide. With that, we have covered the key aspects of the ODCL journey, from the program structure to the admissions. Before opening this floor to the Q&A section, I would request Atul and Prachi to answer one question that's basically on my head. Like, what is there? Like we have explained ODCL. We have this course. We have explained OD. What C and L stands for this? Prachi and Atul, please take it up.
Thank you, Heather.
Prachi, you
Thank you,
can.
everybody. Sure.
Yes, Prachi, you
Uh,
can go on.
Thank you, Atul. So, thank you everyone for presenting it so beautifully. So, I did explain what OD is. Now, coming to what change management is, we see that organizations are into the stages of digital transformation, and not just digital, but cultural transformation, or any sort of transformation for that matter, be it structural, be it in technology, be it in people and systems. So, once that change is done, after so anywhere anytime in our lives, in person, in an organization, in a team setting, whenever there's a change, there is anxiousness, there's uncertainty. So what does a change management professional do, or a consultant does? They help people adopt the change, they help people be okay with the change, they communicate the change well, so that now people become a part of that new system that is in process. So there are a lot of ways of doing it, there are a lot of systems and models of understanding how that is done beautifully, and that is one of the very core aspects that we learn in the course, of how to do it in a manner where people adapt to that change beautifully. That is what change management is. And more on change management, you can read it online or on our website. We also have our official pages where we do have videos put up on change management, which talks about frameworks of change management, what is change management. So you can visit all of those social media handles to know more about change management. Moving to leadership, I think with the very word that it suggests, it is just your it is not, it is no course that can be taught as in person. It is a quality, it's an ability, to understand yourself, to understand people around, to influence, to work in teams better, to have that clarity, to have that motivation, understanding. I think all of that sums up what leadership is about. I think those are my 2 cents on change management and leadership. Apart from this, I also want to add something very critical that we really wanted to share, which is that ODCL is Asia's only, full-time 2-year PG, like postgraduate program in ODCL. And although ODCL is actually very famous abroad, which is mostly in European countries, in US, we have schools like UC Berkeley, Wharton, London Business Schools, which have programs in ODCL, in OD and change management. Also with names like organization analysis, organization transformation. So around the world, it's a very famous concept because the world leaders now understand how much is this important in today's relevance. So they have programs designed for this, and for India, it is ours the only first time program on this. So I think that was 2 bits more on that. We are happy to have questions if there's nothing that we have to add from our end now.
Okay. So I would like to take up the question that's there in the chat. So what is ODCL by Samir Mishra? I think we have explained it pretty much. Now, uh, Tarun, Tarunya Selvam, the program got a different kind of experiential learning. So yes, it's do have, and we have mentioned like the internships, the HIL part, and I would like Atul to just put some light, more light on the HIL experiences as what he thinks of that experience that he has gone through.
Uh, so for me, they actually went inside. See, the first thing that coming to my mind is Edgar Shane's, model of, what outside we have the underlying. We don't usually, talk about the underlying assumptions we have, the beliefs we have. So HIL was all about that. It's not about the front face we have. They actually went inside, the biases we have. They actually helped me to understand where I need to work on in a deeper level and all. So we were just having good conversations. We were just like the word defines, HIL, human interaction lab. By the lab, we were exploring a different way of conversations, understanding each other. Like I mentioned, this course completely is value driven. It's grounded in behavioral science and understands people more better way and all. So that's it from my side, Hyder.
Also, I would like to add something here. When we talk about experiential learning, so HIL is one of a very core experiential learning experience that we have here. But it's not just the only experiential learning. We have things like facilitation classes, we have coaching and mentoring classes, we have appreciative inquiry classes. I think all of this together form that experiential learning, including the field internships that we have. So I think all of this forms that larger ecosystem of experiential learning that we experience here at this ODCL.
Okay, that was nice to hear your inputs. So the next question is the program requires 2 years of work ex. Yes, the program requires 2 years of work ex for you to be eligible for this program. Now, the next question is again by Tarunya Selvam. What is the scope of OD in the current market? So, uh, who
Sure.
and
Oh,
Prachi, you
I
can go
can.
ahead.
Yeah. So I think, like I have repeatedly mentioned, right, that we are in a Bani world. So, the world is changing. There are this digital transformation. I think the recent transformation that we see right now is AI. Now, AI started as AI, but now it is generative AI, right? So that itself is a transformation, and all the organizations are dealing with it. With the COVID happening in picture, we had flexible workforce coming into the scenario. Now with AI coming in picture, the work systems are getting defined. People are getting, the attrition is going higher. People are either leaving jobs or people are actually thrown out of jobs. So I think all of this is a lot of change that we can see, and it is very unpredictable. I mean, we don't know what next software or technology system is coming into the picture. So when all of this is happening, there needs to be an intervention that needs to be done, where the strategy of the organization, the system, the process, the culture needs to be synchronized together. and that is where OD plays a role. Like I already said, the OD is very popular across abroad in European nations, in US, but it's started holding grounds in India as well. So with all of this happening, the scope of it working, even the need of OD existing, will even go higher. We see so many global shifts happening, so many global tensions, conflicts. So I think everything is affecting business at the end of the day. So there is the scope is endless. Sky is the limit, is all I could say. And since OD
Okay,
functions
so
on humanistic values, I think OD across verticals also is very important. So it's not just for HR or it's not just for like culture. OD also functions in a marketing function, in an operations function. So everywhere team individual is forms the core of the business. So that's why it's very important. Sorry for stretching it a little longer.
no worries. Okay, so the next question is ODCL is executive course, right? No, this is not an executive course. It's a full year, full 2 years program, master's program provided by TISS Institute. But for that, you require at least 2 years of work ex. So as this course has certain things that needs to be understand, you require an experience prior to coming in this course. So this is not an executive program, it's a full 2 years master's program. Anyone like to add on this part?
I think Prachi already
Okay.
mentioned that. In fact, it's a full-time program, only full-time program in India and Asia that focuses on organization development and change and leadership. That comes under School of Management and Labor Studies in TISS Mumbai. Yes, that's it from my side. Either.
Okay. So the next question is, so if I complete 2 years in March next year, can I apply to this course? Yes, definitely, because the work-ex will be calculated on the date 1st May 2026. So by that time, if you are completing 2 years of work-ex, you can right away apply for this course. Um, I have a work ex in non-HR management work. Will it have any disadvantage during this course? So I think Megha would be the right person to answer this, as she comes from a engineering background to this course.
Um,
Megha, would you like?
yes, so thank you, Heather. So I came from an engineering background, and what I learned many things from this course, and just a second. So it was like what I was doing. I was like it. I had a transformative experience. Like my undergraduation was in chemical engineering. Then I came to a system. Then I started working in an IT industry. So like I was to, what I learned in my course is about change and adaptation, and that's what I have been doing and implementing now further that I'm learning about it. So what I have learned now in my course currently in ODCL is about system thinking. You learn to see organization as interconnected system rather than isolated problems, helping you diagnose root cause, and instead of treating system and change management and facilitations, you develop the ability to design, facilitate, and sustain the change initiative while managing the resistance and ambiguity and stakeholder dynamics. And you also learn and this course is more about the leadership, and we had HIL. With in HIL we learn about the we gain the we did this human interaction lab, where we also gain, not only we know about the other person we are interacting, but we also had the self awareness. We gain self awareness. So in ODCL is a course you it's more into learning together. We are growing and learning together here. ODCL places strong emphasis on understanding self, your values, your trigger leadership styles, and impacts on other, which is critical for authentic leadership. So these are the few things that I have been learning currently from my course, and I would like if someone wants to add more into it.
I believe
Okay.
many of us are not from the HR background, and it doesn't makes any disadvantage to be there, because this course teaches you right from the scratch. You start. There are subjects which teach you about HR, about change management, about OD. Then there are practical learnings also happening. So you won't be at any disadvantage at any point of the course while not being from an HR background. And I think if you're like, for me, if I can share my personal experience, I come from a very technical background, and I think that has helped me to understand the culture and how organization flows and what are the challenges that the technical guys face from the HR lens as well. So if anyone can needs to add, they can add it up.
No, I think it was very like well explained. I think the only criteria that you need to have is the intent to learn more about HR and OD. Apart from that, nothing serves as a disadvantage. You can be from any field. Most of our batches from technical backgrounds, engineers, humanities, commerce, medical. So anything and everything is good to go with the criteria that is mentioned. Apart from that, there is no disadvantage.
Yeah. So moving on to the next question. ODCL seems to be a very promising course considering the era where the world is moving towards a digital transformation. What are the skills anyone will get pursuing masters from ODCL? So
Sure, I can take it up. Uh, Archita, thank you for the question. The first thing I would say is that one is you get to learn the management subjects. So if you have not already been a student of management, so you get to learn the business subjects, which is operations, finance, all of that. And that is very important because then you get to learn how these things are linked with bigger strategic decisions of the organization. So that is one. The second thing you learn is ways OD subjects. So you will learn organization development. You will learn the end-to-end process of how an OD consultancy happens. You will get to learn organization behavior, how an organization is designed. So all of those courses. Then you'll get to experience behavioral science courses. You'll get to learn coaching, mentoring. You'll get to be a part of HIL, appreciative inquiry. But I think having said all of this, having learned the technical things, the strategic things of everything, but I think the most important thing that you'll take away from this course is one is you'll learn the art of self-reflection. You will get to understand yourself better as a person. You will get to understand how people around you function and how these things could be knit well together in an organization setup for the better effectiveness of the organization and its growth, and not just the organization's growth but also your growth. If I have to just like put out words, like that what you learn change management, you will learn design thinking, you will learn communication. So I think the list is long for what you learn. I think it's how much you can grasp out of this course.
I would like to add on to the Prachi that like Prachi has well explained about it, how, what you will learn. So not only that you are learning from the course that you have to implement in industry and an organization. When you are learning, you start implementing those things on yourself also. You start like we say, charity begins from home. So like you start implementing those organization. You start diagnosing your own self and then reflecting on your own self and implementing the changes in yourself. So that's how you, when you started from your own self, then you learn more about it. And understanding the self is something that is more focused here. And that's why when you work in an industry, when you go forward, you not only understand the organization better, you also understand the mentality and how the people working in an organization. So when you are implementing change, then you can relate and understand about them and how it will impact the people who are working in an organization.
okay, so
And
that's a great insight. Like what skills anyone will pursue from this course. So we have talked in length. So the next question is, you told us the cutoff percentile, that's great. But can you tell us the previous year actual cutoff for a call? So oh, you can go to the screen, yeah. Ajay, you can take it up.
Sure. So I think so. This is purely from my personal experience, and there's nothing that is quoted by the institute officially. We see that for a general candidate, the cutoff lies, and this is just the cutoff because now the weightage for interview has gone up. So the idea of the institute is to give opportunities to as many people as possible. So I think this cutoff somewhere would lie between 90 to 95% for a general candidate student for the first round of cutoffs. And but this is purely experience based on my experience. And any questions I think regarding the cutoffs? So this was one question, and there was another question on the chat, which was I think one of the few questions in the initial questions, which also I'll just read out that question. So yeah, tell me whether I'll be able to go to an IMABC with a profile like this. So I think for any college that you want to go, there are a lot of things that you have to look into picture. One is, what is your CAT score? A, B, what is it that you exactly want to do? I mean, the program that ABC offers is very different from what TISS ODCL has to offer. So you'll also have to take decision there. And then later, after you have both the opportunities in hand, then you decide of which is better for you. So I think that is another question that I also wanted to address apart from this. Yeah, we can move to the next question.
Okay, so the next question is how to prepare for PI, as this is an entirely different program compared to other management courses. It will be great if you guide how to prepare. So for this, the PI round, we have a students committee. We have also shared you the WhatsApp link of that group. So you can just scan the QR code and join the group. There, the current ODCL students will help you to prepare for the PI round. They will also help you with the updates of the courses and the admission timelines. So you can join that course and be the part of aspirant group and get prepared. Apart from this, there are few books that are mentioned on the site which are quite related to ODCL itself. You can just go through it and understand what OD, what change management, and what leadership is in detail about from that books. If anyone wants to add on to it.
No, I think that was good to go. So once you're a part of the aspirants group, they'll guide you to different journeys of your admission process. So right now they can help you with doubt solving, and later they'll also help you with dedicated preparation. And you can connect to any one of us any point of time for more help on the PI part.
So the next question is, how do you see the impact of AI on HR and ODCL role? Will it impact my career? So I think Atul, you can take it up.
Sure, Hyder, sure. I'll take it up. So, very relevant question. Even I personally know a lot of students, working professionals today who are anxious about this impact of AI in jobs, and especially in HR and OD roles. From what I have learned, from what this ODCL course is giving me as a perspective, is that AI is not a threat for us. It's a major change wave that needs to be, understood, facilitated. It's a good opportunity that can be leveraged. As a OD professional, we are not meant to fear this technological shifts. We are trained to lead organizations through them. So AI is basically automating routines, transactional work, data processings. So OD is all about human systems, culture, behavior, emotions, motivation, leadership, and especially change. These are deeply social, relational, and contextual areas. And I don't think any algorithm can actually replicate them or replace them. So if anything at all, I think AI increases the need of OD professionals who can make sense of the complexity they are giving, the trust we have to build, and basically to guide organization through this technological transition, if I say. And something else I would like to say is the real opportunity lies in enabling the organization to adopt AI responsibilities, designing new workflows, capabilities, maybe strengthening the learning culture an organization has, and ensuring that the change we are transitioning through the change in a smooth way. So as AI expands, companies need expert who can diagnose system level impacts, align all the stakeholders and facilitate smooth transition, just like I said. So this is exactly the skill set TISS ODCL is preparing me for, and this is what I am saying from my learning experience, and I'm very sure everyone in every student who has here, who is studying here, has the same opinion. So instead of worrying about the job loss, think like a OD professional. Every technological disruption creates a deeper need of people who understands change. And to end, I think there was this seasoned consultant who came to our campus, had a beautiful interaction with us. I'm just putting that thing he said here. See, AI is not going to replace anyone. A person who knows AI, who knows values, who knows people, he is the one who's going to replace you. So that's it from my end. If anyone wants to add something, you can.
Yeah. Yes, so just like the OD, one of the OD consultant that came to our batch for a lecture has mentioned he was sharing his own experiences. Like we asked him the same kind of question. So he said that after lockdown they are getting more busy and more request for the OD consultant part. Instead, like he said that OD might be one few of the fields that might get boom after AI, and because the kind of human interventions and the humanism that OD teaches and OD requires, so that would come more in play, which AI can't replace at all. So if no, I can go to the next question.
Yes, we can move ahead.
Yes. So there was one question which I missed actually. I have 5+ years of work ex. Would it be a good idea to join this program? So
Okay, so I can take this up. So
yes.
having 5+ years of work does not exclude you from actually participating in the process. But again, it also has a lot of thinking that needs to be done. So, for example, I am in the second year cohort, and we do have people in our batch who have 5+ years of experience. There are people with 4 years of experience, and the average years of experience somewhere lies around 3 to 4 to 5 years. So five is not. I mean, the number five is not a limitation factor here, but what is your intent behind joining the program is the question. Would you want to pursue a program, a 2 year full time program right now for your career? And what is the expectation that you have from yourself and the program after the 2 years experience? So I think those are the two critical questions that you need to answer for yourself first. And I think maybe then you'll be able to take this decision more realistically.
Yes, so that's very beautifully presented. So now one more question is there. Can you tell more about the field internship? What are the roles and projects you get in when you go to these internships?
I will take I will take this question, and others can add more into it if I miss some parts. So for field internships, what are the roles and projects you get? So the roles and projects are in diverse backgrounds. In an organization you're offered, like be it HR role, HR, OD, and CM regard. And in HR you have multiple verticals, and you like I did my current field work in a TA vertical, talent acquisition. And some of my friends who did their in the L&D vertical, they did their L&D vertical in their field internship. So the organization have a project for you, they have their problem statement, and you have to in your 1 month internship you have to solve the along with the mentor in the industry that will be provided to you. You have to solve the problem that is given and present your solution to them. And along that there are also the people who have done the internship in the OD vertical also, and CM vertical. So I believe others can add into more into that.
I would say that the roles and projects, I think the first thing that you get to experience through this field internship is the ability to tap into different industries. So I have done around 3 internships as of now, actually four, and I have worked in industries ranging from a startup, a quick commerce startup industry, to an industry heavy in manufacturing, to an industry in telecom, to a proper OD consulting NGO experience industry. So I think one is that exposure that you get. My projects have been diverse. So I've worked in projects on L&D, on competency benchmarking, on comp and ben, on end-to-end OD process. I think also all my fellow mates in my batch and also the juniors, they have had like experience across different projects. So these projects are given by the organization, but also you have a little bit say on deciding what projects you want to work on, how can you contribute it better. So I think the scope of roles and projects is under the umbrella that is mentioned by Megha, and then what you contribute is what you have to like. What drives you is what drives the entire project as per the understanding.
I think talking about the roles and project, you get across the verticals role that you can get in HR. You also said that some people might get some OD project. We have a complete one internship which is dedicated to implement and understand the complete OD cycle that's being there. So I think you will get very diverse kind of experience from these field internships. So what Next question, we'll be moving to the next question. What will be the expected cutoff for this course? We have already taken it up. What CAT percentile and experience is required for this course? So CAT score, we have experience is 2 years for full work X is required. So now moving on, like I would like to ask this panel, K, what is their experience at being TISS and particularly in the ODCL batch? So if one or two responses we can get. Um,
Oh, so I would
yeah,
start. Yeah, may I?
yeah, sure, sure. You can go ahead.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm almost about to complete my journey at the ODCL, and I feel it's been a really enriching experience. And I think the most important key takeaway that I have from this entire experience would be the power of self reflection and the power of understanding people better. So, I think these are my two key takeaways apart from all the fun, the learning, the beautiful campus experience that I've had at the ODCL.
Okay, so anyone else want to pitch in? Like, okay,
So we
so
are
yeah,
still. I will pitch in. So initially it was very like when I joined the it was very hard to navigate to the Mumbai rain and adjust to the. We are coming from the work experience, so now again back to the study is something we are not used to. So again, and navigating between the Mumbai rain and following this hard schedule of your daily curriculum of academics and completing assignments. This is something is. Very it was thrilling and enriching for me experience for me, and I'm still in the first year. I'm learning, and first year has been full of what I will say, it has been an experiential learning. Our there were ups and downs and lot of fun activity, but yes, it was there are your friends, are there are your teachers, and you learn about. Now this is a very niche like there's the background ODCL. We learn about as Prachi mentioned that we do the self reflection, learning about your own self, and seeing organization through the self lens of self. That is something also you learn from the ODCL. So it is the perspective through the program. I have what I have learned till now is the perspective about everything has been widened. So that's my learning till now from here.
okay, so with this we can, like, we have beautifully presented what
We have
ODCL is,
another.
what.
Sorry to
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
you, Heather.
Prachi,
We
go ahead.
have. Sorry to cut you. We have one more question on the chat. If we can take that up.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
sure. Sorry, I missed that. Ma'am, three
yes.
years gap, what to do? Please reply. So
Okay.
Marcus has,
So,
you can
yes,
take.
Marcus. Yeah. So I would say that, when we talk about gap years being gap years, I think what the panelists look into picture is what exactly was that time being utilized for. If you were in a preparation journey of any other exams, if you had any other health concerns or anything, whatever you were doing at that point of time, I think if you're able to justify how were you using the time effectively for yourself on your growth journey, I think that wouldn't be a problem. There are people in our cohorts who have had like gap years while they were preparing for the UPSC attempts or other exams, and that was perfectly all right. So I think that's not a problem.
Yes, rightly mentioned, Prachi. So with that, we have came to end of the session, and all the best to the aspirants to join the ODCL program, and do join us on the social medias and do join the aspirant groups. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your time.
Thank you so much, team, and thank you everyone for your time.
Thank you everyone, thank you team.